Ruth Hartunian Ellenbaugh here. Welcome to another episode of Ravings and Cravings on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM. Ravings and Cravings is brought to you by Elm Package Store and Tony's Pizza. Here live, better to be live than something else, in the studio with Chris Autges, who's the food service director of the Naugatuck Public Schools. We're going to just get right to it because we already gave the shout out to our sponsors. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Ruth. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, especially since you brought school lunches.
School lunch. School is cool.
Woohoo! And you know, I grew up going home for lunch because my grade school in Cudahy, Wisconsin was only a half a block away from my grade school. So I could walk home. My mom could see me going back to the playground. And I saw everybody else eating stuff like pizza and macaroni and cheese, and I'd be going home to eat Armenian food. Can you relate?
I think we can satisfy the pizza part for you today. The Armenian food, I'm sorry, I don't.
No, that's okay. I didn't know how good I had it, is what the deal was. So let's talk about your experiences before you became a Naugatuck Public School Services food director. What is kind of your backstory?
It's been a long story of working in food service.
So it's always been food service.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I graduated high school many moons ago, I knew this is what I wanted to do. Went to Johnson & Wales in Providence, got my associates in culinary, my bachelor's in food service management there, and then just kind of started down the trend of working in food services, and started a lot with country clubs and restaurants, working the long, heavy, hard hours, and about several years into it, kind of stumbled into contract food service, working in K-12, private schools, higher education, which was good. I got to play with food and had a little more work-life balance. And that's been about the extent of my career in that world. I did spend some time recently chefing at a restaurant in Ellington, J. Rigo's. I was there for a little while and I left there to pursue some other opportunities. But it's through it all, it's always been about, having some fun along the way, trying to be creative, learn some different things, and, come to a realization that I'm here providing an experience for people when it comes to food, whether it be a elementary school kid that I'm getting to try something they never had before, or, doing a 5-course, wine dinner for a private, catering event.
That's quite a span of different kinds of dining experiences there.
Yeah, that is, I've gone from working in the schools where you're operating on pennies to working in boarding schools where, there really is no budget for anything.
Yeah, so we have a lot of styrofoam here. I'm going to let people here listen. For those of you who had school lunches and styrofoam, this should be a happy sound. I know. Is it a good flashback or is it a nightmare? Who knows?
I think my school lunch experience was, pretty much the same as everybody else's. Lots of brown food, lots of square pizza.
I know, brown food. It's true. What do you call brown food? How do you define that?
Brown food would be your chicken nuggets, your chicken tenders, your potato wedges, French fries.
Macaroni and cheese go in there?
No, depending on...
quite.
No, you kind of keep that on the
Grilled
yellow,
cheese?
orange side. Grilled cheese.
Okay, grilled cheese goes
So,
in there.
that's kind of the toasted brown fried stuff or baked stuff.
All right, well, I have no idea. There are 5 containers here. I have no idea what's in any of them, except the fact that they say something. So, Matt, you pick. Should we open up the grill one, the pizza one, the panini, the deli, or the entree?
Pizza or panini?
All right, pizza. Well, pizza is right here, so I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to show it to the camera. Oh, my God. Are you kidding?
Were you expecting the square pizza?
No. I mean, I'm seeing a pile of pineapple here is what I'm saying. Are you kidding?
So that's
here we
a complete school lunch there, minus your milk.
Wow.
That's our meat lovers pizza.
Oh, my goodness.
With fresh vegetable and fresh and the canned fruit.
And who thought of pineapple?
That's a popular amongst all the kids. Is the pineapple tidbits is one of our most popular fruit sides that we offer. Much as we try to have some fresh vegetables out, some fresh fruit out there too. Something about out those pineapples always
What's on
make
his,
everybody.
Yeah. What's on his pizza?
So you get some bacon, you get some sausage, obviously mozzarella cheese, and I believe there's some pepperoni on there also.
School lunches have changed a lot over the years.
I'm
talking with my mouth full, okay?
Then that's been one thing that I've experienced over years of doing this is a lot more culinary professionals getting into school food to help either elevate the product or, like, one of the reasons I did, quality of life. But it's one thing we focus on a lot, especially starting into this year, is let's put out some decent, fresh products. They might not be things that people are familiar with, but if we can get one or two elementary school kids to try something different and expand their palate, we do monthly farm to school tastings with our elementary schools. We partner.
Sign me up. Huh?
Yeah, we partner with a local farm in Naugatuck, Sunset Farms, and I'm bringing them produce that was grown less than 3 miles from the school they're at.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we did delicado squash last month, and it was funny. Like, I was telling kids, like, I just want you to try it. You don't have to like it, just try it. And mixed reviews. Some kids liked it, some kids didn't. But that's all I'm trying to do is just get them to try something different.
Yeah, it's like broadening their horizons without having to leave the premises.
Yeah, and it presents its challenges, but it's if I can get, like I said, a small handful of kids to go home and tell their family that they tried something different today, then that's a win for me.
Well, I will comment on the pizza. I like a thinner crust, thank you. I like the fact that there's enough cheese on there to satisfy me. Because usually, like, there's never enough cheese on things. And there's meat with every bite, which is really nice. And even cold, it's pretty good. Hey, Matt?
It's really good.
It is really good. And
better than I had back in school.
Well, that's we have I have an amazing group of staff, and we have 9 schools in the district. There's total about 50 lunch ladies that work with me.
So these are all people
and
they're
all local to the community, and they take a lot of pride in what they do, and to get them to do things like that pizza or some of the other items,
really good.
And just take a little extra second to make it a quality experience. It's funny, everybody loves the lunch ladies and their image of what the lunch lady would look like. But now we're trying to make them more culinaries people and try to do some different innovative things. My lead at the high school who prepared a lot of this, Christy, she's amazing. She's so open to trying new and different things. So it makes my job a little easier.
Well, I can't imagine that you're ever bored either.
No.
Because you can always play with your food.
That's a big reason why I got into this business. There's never a dull moment. Every day is different, and for me, it's always about play and trying to keep it. It's a stressful business as it is.
It is.
So if you can keep it light and have some fun along the way, you get some decent product out of it.
Yeah, I worked with a really good chef for an upscale catering company in North Stonington a number of years ago, and I remember her saying something that always stuck with me, and she said, this was an upscale event, one piece of meat was $40, and I just thought, in my mind was like, how much are people spending on weddings and catering and all this stuff? Sorry about that. But she said, Ruth, it's just food at the end of the day. It's just food. I'm like, right, that's what it is. So why am I getting stressed about it? Well, because I think I need to serve it a certain way, or maybe I won't prep it right, or whatever,
Well, I think there's, the old line, you're only as good as your last meal, and when you're doing this on a daily basis, you're yes, it's just food, but it's the experience that goes along with it.
Yeah, it is.
Providing that experience, if it's at a high-end event or if it's at an elementary school, food plays an important part of anything. It's an important part of the family, breaking bread around the table. It's an important part of community, bringing people together. And, when I had the realization that there's a little more to this than just putting it on a plate and there's an experience that goes behind it, it really kind of helped me refocus on what I wanted to do with my food.
Yeah. Well, what's the next styrofoam container that I should open? You want to pick?
Well, you just did the pizza, so we'll go back to the panini. Why don't we try a grill? We got our Nashville hot chicken.
Nashville hot chicken. All right, I'm going to hold this up for people to see. Wow, that looks really yummy.
With some nice seasoned potato wedges, applesauce. Look at that. Lettuce, tomato.
Hey, do you have any cutlery with you, or should I?
I did not bring any
that's
cutlery.
Okay, because you know what? I'm going to just use my hands. I'm going to tear off a piece just so I can try it, and then I'm going to send it over to you, Matt. So tell people what's in this thing.
So that's a crispy hot chicken patty, breaded chicken patty with there you go. Put some pickles and a Nashville hot sauce on there. So it's got a nice little spice to it. It's going to have a nice little bite all the way through. And the pickles, the brininess gives it a nice little pop to it also. You can go with or without cheese on that. Like the cheese or a mayonnaise will help kind of mellow out the heat a little bit if you'd like. But yeah, it packs a punch.
That's a nice spice in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the pickles kind of equalize the spice a little bit, right?
Yeah. And you know, it's got a lot of flavor. It's heat with flavor versus heat just for the sake of having heat. And I like how it's you know, it's even throughout your whole flavor, you know, throughout the whole experience versus just a big blast of heat.
What do you think, Matt? Is that dinner?
Matt's digging that.
That's so good.
I know it would probably taste better hot. But it's still good cold.
It's really good cold.
It still is, yeah.
I appreciate that.
So we were talking a little bit before you went live, and I want to eat this, so I'm trying to think of how I can cut you loose while I can still eat. And I want you to talk about your Chopped experience with people.
Cool.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I had the opportunity about a little over 10 years ago to compete on Chopped. They did a theme episode of Formerly Overweight Chefs. So it was at a time where I dropped about 120 pounds. My wife dropped 100 pounds. We did it at the same time. Wow. It was me and 4 other chefs. I think between the 4 of us, we'd lost almost a ton of weight.
Oh my gosh.
We were all big, hefty people when it started. The episode was Cook Your Butt Off. It was an amazing experience. You know, spoiler alert, you know, as much as I would love to come home with the check at the end of the day, I didn't. But
but the fact that you were even
just having the experience,
you had that opportunity.
It's the opportunity and the experience at that point in my career. Really struggling with direction on what I wanted to do. Wasn't sure if I wanted to keep doing this or not. And got feedback from one of the judges, you know, Chef Marcus Samuelson, said to me, you know, I can see the passion in your food. Just sometimes it comes down to execution.
Oh, thanks.
And he's absolutely right, you know, and I, you know, but just to have someone of that caliber see that, okay, I can do this and reaffirm that for me really kind of set me on a different path as far as where I was going with food. I was cooking healthier, eating healthier. My son was recently diagnosed with celiac at the time, so I was learning gluten-free cooking and trying to figure out how do I add flavor into foods without, you know, I was a fat is flavor kind of chef. Now I got to kind of get away from that.
Right.
Started exploring different techniques as far as like smoking foods and brining, cooking sous vide, you know, and then having, you know, a little fun with some molecular stuff, making like bacon powder and stuff like, you know, in different foams, just to kind of, how can I add flavor with keeping it relatively healthy? And that's really kind of what pushed me forward probably through the next 7 to 10 years of my career.
Wow.
Was really just kind of having fun. I was doing a lot of charity work and helping out with chef dinners and just kind of playing. Really, I felt like a kid in the sandbox again. Really reinvigorated what I wanted to do. And then getting into schools, you know, it kind of gave me a different opportunity in the sense of, you know, before it was doing a catering event and trying to make some money off of it and that sort of fun stuff, to now I'm working with children trying to show them, hey, there's more to food than
broaden
just
their horizons.
Yeah, more than just food than just a chicken nugget, you know, to everything. So that's been, you know, that's where I, as I mentioned earlier, you know, culinary people or chefs getting into school food, there's a huge opportunity to really influence, eating habits for our youth, which we all know is something that is a constant battle.
Yeah. How many people are you feeding every day?
We do about 4,000 meals a day between breakfast and lunch.
4,000.
And it's.
I can't believe that.
I would invite you to come see lunchtime at the high school. It's just insane.
Oh man.
Like I said, I have a great team that works with me that, they know the routine, they know the kids, they get them in and out as quick as they can. And
it's kind of like a ballet.
Oh, total. It's like ballet organized with a mosh pit at the same time.
I can see that.
That's probably the best way to describe it.
That's a good visual.
But it's I chopped. I still talk frequently with one of the chefs I competed with. He recently relocated to Nashville. He does competitive barbecue, but I went out to Vegas one weekend to visit him, and we just had it was actually really cool. It was a bunch of foodies where we just spent the weekend cooking different things, and we were all men of God, so there was a spiritual aspect to it for us too. So it was really combination of two things that were really impactful.
Food and faith.
Yeah, absolutely. So it opened a lot of doors for me at the time.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I think back now, like, it was so long ago.
How long ago was that?
I want to say I think it was about 12 years ago.
12, all right.
But I can still, the whole experience is still very, very much with me. And I just remind myself, like, I can do that.
So what did you create? What was your menu thing? I'm going to open up one more thing while you're talking. I'm going to pick, I don't know, do I need utensils for any of these?
You'll probably need utensils for the entree.
Okay, so
deli would be a good handheld one.
I'll at least show people what it looks like.
So that's our buffalo mac and cheese. With
taking this home,
seasoned carrots, whole grain roll, and applesauce.
So
there's your complete meal.
See that. All right, so I was thinking, we might need utensils for that. So you're saying this one?
No, the deli.
The deli? We should.
That would be easy for you guys to split.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's a turkey wrap we do, whole wheat wrap.
There we go.
Actually, they're house-made pickles. We make our own pickles for the deli.
Well, if it's house-made, I'll try it. Otherwise, I am...
She does a fantastic job on those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we do tons and tons and tons of wraps.
So it's a balanced meal. We have a fruit, we have a veggie, we have protein, and we have a carb.
That would be what's considered a reimbursable meal in the school food service world.
So, what do you mean reimbursable?
So that qualifies for federal reimbursements for a meal served.
Oh, okay.
Because there's 5 criteria that you have to meet. The students have to take 3 out of the 5 items available to them for us to claim it for reimbursement from the government. All
right, I'm going to try the turkey thing while you're talking about what you created on Chop.
So that's kind of a funny story.
Tell a story.
Getting ready gives you time to eat.
Yeah, it gives me time.
Getting ready for the show, when I found out I was going to be on, I had probably about a 2 or 3 week window leading up to it. So I needed to get used to the time that constraints. So I set up my kitchen at home to kind of mock the studio, and then I would just tell friends, bring baskets over. So I'd come home from working a full day, and there'd be like 3 or 4 baskets on my front stoop. Like, all right, let's practice. So going through that process of the 8 ingredients that I saw in the 2 rounds that I cooked, I had 5 of them in my practice baskets that I knew. So I knew exactly what to do with. First basket, we had the ingredients were duck breasts, goji berries, kumquats, and the last one escapes me. And was it? I think I had to do the goji berries. So I did a seared duck breast with a goji berry sweet potato hash.
Sounds awesome.
And some I think I pureed up the kumquats and made a little sauce out of that. And that one was probably the one that scared me the most, because cooking duck breast is, like we were talking earlier about cooking fish, there's like a really tiny window to get it just right. And I nailed it for that course. Bitter melon, that was the other ingredient.
What did you do with that?
So I screwed it up is what I did. I went to go pickle it. and did a quick pickle on it. Wanted to try to mellow out the bitterness, bring a little more sweet and acidity to it. I forgot to put any type of sugar or sweetener into the pickling solution, so it just became this big acid sponge.
Sorry.
But no, that's okay. But unfortunately, I made it to the next round because the person that got chopped did a worse job than me. And then the second round, we had black bass, coconut oil, elephant kale, and pork rinds.
That's a combo.
And as soon as I opened the basket and saw the pork rinds, I laughed because I knew exactly what I was going to do with them.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up doing a seared bass over polenta with a coconut orange broth, some blanched elephant kale, and then candied pork rinds on top of it.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what that would taste like.
Amazing.
Candy and pork. I guess if you put those two words together, you
well,
can't
it's like
go
chocolate
wrong.
Covered bacon. You can't go wrong with that. Have you had that experience?
I've had that with both milk and dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate's the way to go.
Dark is definitely the way to go. I agree.
But that was, unfortunately, that's the round I got chopped because I overcooked my fish, which my kids give me a hard time to every time I cook fish to this day. My daughter actually bought me kitchen crocks that had fish on them, just so every time I look down to remind me. That's why I love her. That just, it gave, it was just, there was some fun in there. And like I said, as much as I would have loved to come home with a check, the feedback that I got at that day, made me realize I'm doing the right thing, and this is what I want to do.
Food service has changed a lot in certainly the last decade, definitely in the last 20 years for sure.
When I started back in, early college, high school days, it was go to work at 4, work till 1, party till 3, sleep till noon, wash, rinse, repeat, do it the next day. It's really that part of the industry, I think, from my perspective, it's definitely become more of a professional. There's a certain level of professionalism now that's maintained through it, which I think is good. It definitely is. Don't get me wrong. There's been some kitchens that I've worked in where you just don't. The language is
it's pretty colorful.
Really colorful, and you can see it too in from my perspective, in school food, you're seeing a lot of change to fresher products, less processed items. There's still going to be that part of it that's inherent in the way that the school lunch programs are set up, but we can work. That's stuff that we're trying to work through.
I'm going to show the camera the panini. I'm going to comment on the turkey wrap. There's a lot of good tender turkey in there, along with your lettuce and tomato. So it's a whole wheat wrap. So it's healthy. It's better for you than other stuff.
And it's fresh.
It is fresh. Even though you hauled it all the way over from Naugatuck, it's still good. We are going to have to run, but I have enough food for dinner. Matt, you're going to not...
Got more than enough.
We're going to have more than enough.
Awesome.
I'm going to put in a shameless plug for tomorrow, which is UConn's Culinary Olympics.
Fantastic.
On campus. So all day on campus, free food, great chefs, and competition. I will be there judging in the morning.
Cool.
The recipes that the chefs have created. So maybe I'll see some of you there. Say hi. Chris, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for bringing food.
I couldn't come empty-handed.
I know, and thanks for Styrofoam. Hey, this is Ruth Artunian saying, hey, school lunches, they'll never be the same, right?
Hey, it's
Signing
true.
off here on Good Company, WILI.